Proud owner of a new Taurus.
This is my 94 Ford Taurus LX that I went to chase out on Long Island last weekend. This is a car that I had as a kid, not this specific car, but I had one like it. And this car is in pretty much pristine shape. It is, I mean, it's got the leather interior and there's no rips or stains. There's definitely some issues with the headliner, some imperfections there. The center head console for the sunroof, this is something my original car didn't have. The console is broken, so I've got that on my bench to see if I can locate another one. The car has only got about 115, almost 116,000 miles on it, but it is clean for a car that has spent its whole life in New York and New England. The car underneath is very, very clean. And so I've already gone through it and ordered parts based off of what I saw that it needed. So we're going to go through and I'm going to do the rear brakes. We're going to do, this car has drum brakes in it. My original car actually had disc brakes in the back. So we're going to go through, do the rear brakes. The left rear is actually not frozen solid, but it's pretty stuck and the wheel cylinder is leaking because it's all wet. So we're going to do that. The end links are, all the bushings are shot. And then in the front, the same thing, the end links, the bushings, the rubber boots are all shot. They're all missing. And the tie rod ends. Basically, we're going to do a minimal repair to get this car on the road. I'm getting it registered this week, and I want to be able to go and drive it and have some fun. I actually started looking for the original car. I had the VIN number and the bill of sale from when I sold it back in 2010, and I spent time trying to Google the VIN number, Carfax it, just trying to figure out what happened to the car. I went on various local Facebook groups. I knew roughly the area where I sold it, or where I vaguely remember where the kid lived. Couldn't find it. I got frustrated, and with some real deep Google, Reddit foo, I found a couple of companies that would assist me in tracking down the car. So I paid 2 of them and got the results that I was looking for. And I actually contacted the kid that I sold it to, and he remembered the car. And he said, he told me, unfortunately, the car was vandalized in his apartment complex, and he could not afford to fix it about 3 years after he bought it from me. So that would put it in about 2013. I sold it in 2010, which, looking at the last registration, you could see that was about when it was last registered. And unfortunately, he couldn't fix the car, or he couldn't afford to fix the car. So the car is long gone. It went off to the junk man or insurance company, whatever happened to it at the time. It's no longer with us. Looking at the last registration through the state, it hasn't been registered since then. So pretty much assume the car has been made into other cars and tin cans and things at this point. So I was pretty bummed. And about a week later, this particular car showed up in my Facebook feed. The guy was moving back to Italy with his mom, and I saw the pictures of it. I Facebooked him and said, here's my phone number, here's my information. I really am interested in this car. Can you send me more pictures of it? And he did. He had a bunch of interest in it. He was asking, I think, $850 for it, and I told him, I could, but the car had to go. He needed it gone by a Friday. I couldn't make it out there on a Friday because I was working. I could make it out the next day on Saturday. I'm up in Rhode Island, so there's some logistics to getting a truck and trailer and myself out there. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can either drive around, which is like 4 or 5 hours each way, or you can take the ferry across, which is what I opted to do. So I talked to him. He sent me more pictures of it. He said he had multiple people interested in it, wanted people, had somebody that was supposed to be coming within a couple of hours, because in today's market, a car for $850 that ran and drove, that's a pretty good bargain. So I said, listen, send me more pictures, send me a video. He did, looked at it. I want the car. I'll send you a deposit. I'll send you money. I took a risk on it. I offered him $1,000, giving him a little extra to say, hey, you're going to work, if you're willing to work with me, I'll give you $1,000 for it. And he did. So I went out there, kind of told him, I think they were really looking for the car to go to a good home. And, that's what I was offering. I had the whole, kind of the story of why I was looking for the car. I had this car in high school and in a little bit of college. The original one I fixed with my dad. A lot of memories in this particular type of car, or in this car, or my original car anyway. And I just really wanted it back, and trying to find one in this shape that matched so my original car was a 95 GL, and it had gray interior with the 3-liter Vulcan V6. This car is, it's a 94 LX, and it's got beige or tan interior, but it's largely, on the outside, if you look at it, it's pretty much the same car. So when you take a picture next to it, it looks like the same car. And really the color of the car was the biggest selling point for me. Plus, this car is just in immaculate shape as far as rust and stuff goes for being up here in New England. So definitely has some imperfections. We'll have to try and find another bumper cover for it. But it's even got I think Ford calls them the crystalline headlights, which are harder to find. They're on the LX and SE trim packages on this car. And it's even got the sunroof that my original car didn't have. So there's some niceties to it that my original car didn't have. So we're going to go through it. We're going to restore it. We're going to have some fun with it. It is more of a driver quality car, even though there's no major rust or anything in it. The quarters are solid. The radiator leaks I found when we were putting it on the trailer. The fingers that pinch the plastic tank to the aluminum radiator core, it's leaking on this side. So I got a brand new radiator to put in it, and we're going to do that. Give it a tune-up, so I have new plugs, new wires, fuel filter, oil filter, air filter, like I said, tie rod ends and things like that. So we're going to kind of go through the car, and I'm going to get it registered, and I'm going to go have some fun with it.